안녕하세요. Limpeh Singapore 남자입니다. 네, 안녕하세요. So today, I just want to share something which I talk about a lot in my daily live streams. Yes, in case you guys don't know, I do a daily live stream at 10:30 Turkey time while I'm in Turkey. Okay, I believe if I move to another country, this time is gonna change. Just go to the live stream playlist and you can see I do a daily live stream for about 1.5 to 2 hours a day, and in my daily live stream, I talk about this a lot, but I've never actually made a video about this. So this just making a video so that the rest of you who don't watch my live stream knows what this is about. The most powerful 3 words that everybody on earth should make a habit of saying, and that if everybody on earth embraces the truth of these 3 words, there will be no more wars, there will be peace, people will love each other. Now, what are the 3 words? The magical 3 words mantra. I don't know. I say again, make this a part of your life. I don't know. If you follow my live stream, you will see me say this a lot. Okay? I always say I don't know. Do what? Whatever you don't really know, just say I don't know. That's all you need to do. Now, what do we mean by that things that you don't really know? Anything you hear from other people, you don't really know. Anything you have not personally experienced, you don't really know. Any country you have not personally been to and only read some kind of article on the internet about certain things in that country, you don't really know. You don't have a dyslexic child and you only read about the difficulties about being a mother to a dyslexic child, then you don't really know. Okay, now the problem with today's information era is just this. Everybody think they know everything. Just because they read about it somewhere on the internet or seen some YouTube videos about something, they think they know everything about that country, about the person, about the situation. This is the very thing that creates all the problems in the world today. People who don't really know, over believing in that they know, and then trying to express their knowing against people who actually know. That creates like at least, like I would say, at least half the problem in the world. Okay, because if you express this truth further, we've been talking about as far as people who never really met God or experienced God personally, having this overzealous belief in their version of God, okay, when they don't really know, what God is and the nature of God. And therefore, just this alone, okay, how many problems in the world has been created? Just be able to say, I don't know. When people talk about God, I don't know. I've never met him. I've never experienced him. I don't know. I don't care what other people tell me about God. I don't care what I've read about God, but I've never met him. I don't know. That's all you need to do. And a lot, you see, one of the things about modern society is this. Modern education seems to tell people that saying I don't know is a very dumb thing. Saying I don't know makes you look bad. No. Saying you know, trying to pretend that you know something you really don't, makes you look stupid. Okay, not saying I don't know to something that you don't really know. That makes you sound wise as hell. I always say I don't know and people think I'm wise. Yeah, because I don't pretend to know. Why have I come to this conclusion? Over the past 20 years of living everywhere in a lot of places in the world, I have personally experienced how different being in that situation is versus what I read on the internet. I have personally experienced how different the internet says this country is like that, and when I'm really there, it's completely different. The internet says, oh, there's riot and fire all over this country, and when I'm really there, I don't see nothing. The internet says, oh, New York is on fire, the whole thing is sinking. I literally live there and I don't see it. Okay? There are many things that the media and stuff, they are written in a way to let you think in a certain way, but that is not reality. Okay? And this is just one example. Okay, another example, simple example, like if you have only read about how an apple tastes and its nutrients, you don't really know what is it like to really eat an apple. The guy who have actually ate an apple would know more than you having just read 10 books on apples but never eaten one. This is just another example. And sadly, by extension, a lot of people in the world today has read 10 books on apples and then try to tell people who have eaten apples that they don't know about apples. This is the problem right now. People who don't know, pretending that they know and creating problems in the world. That is the problem. And this kind of problem is exemplified in the modern style of education, which discourages the idea that you don't know. Understand that it is okay to not know. Understand that nobody will look down on you if you say you don't know to anything. In fact, most people will think you're very wise to just say you don't know to things that you only have an idea about but have never personally experienced. Okay? Most people, I say I don't know to so many things and people actually think I'm wise. Yeah? Pretending that you know something you don't really know creates so much problem in this world today. Creates so much argument. Maybe 90% of all the arguments I see online in the internet today are from people who insist they know something that they don't really know. They are talking about places they've never been to, like they're experts, like they are actual war journalists on the ground. That's the problem. That creates a lot of problem in this world. Understand and accept the fact that honestly we don't know half the things in this world. Just accept it. It's no problem. Then you because some people might say, well, if you put it that way, then I don't know anything. Well, if your lifestyle has limited you in a way that you have never experienced all these things, then you don't know. Just accept it. There's no problem. There's no problem not knowing. You may have an idea what is happening. Okay, you may read something, you have an idea, it's not a problem. But understand that the idea is not knowing. The idea is just an idea. You don't really know. Like I said, I read about everything. I'm not ignorant, right? But I keep saying I don't know, not because I really don't know. If you ask me whether this earth is round or flat, I will tell you I don't know. Then you might be wondering, wow, the earth is round, everybody knows that. Why do you say you don't know? Why? Because I've not personally seen it. The human beings has believed that the world is flat for thousands of years, and we've only believed that the earth is round for less than 100 years. So by proportion, honestly, we have believed in flat earth for much longer than round earth. So what gave us the conviction that me, as someone who's never been out there seeing the world myself, the conviction that the world is round. I've never seen it myself. I cannot be convinced. I cannot be convinced in either way. That's why I would say I don't know. If my life depends on it, I would say I don't know. I don't know if the earth is flat or round. I will know one day if I go to space and I see it for myself. But I've never done that. If I've never done that, I'll tell you I don't know. You may say that sounds stupid. That sounds like you're just trying to be hard. No, it's not trying to be hard. You are trying to be soft by saying you don't know. Why? Because by taking a hard stance on believing something that you don't really know, it creates unnecessary divisions and arguments and stuff like that, which are unnecessary because why? Because you don't really know. You're defending nothing. So in the end of the day, the only thing you're defending is not knowledge, it's ego. That's all. They're just trying to not look stupid. That's all. There's no truth in that argument. There's no real value debate in that kind of deep discussions. It's just defense of ego, isn't it? Because in the end of the day, it may be true, it may be untrue, but you don't know. What you think, what you say, they say, oh, Korea is a very beautiful place. Okay, it may be true, it may be untrue, but you have never lived there, you don't know. Plenty of Koreans think Korea sucks. So where did that come from? If you've never been there, if you've never lived there, no matter what you read, you just don't know. Just know that you don't know. Why make it feel like you know? You don't know. Just say you don't know. It's okay to not know, In fact, the more people just learn to say I don't know, you're going to experience a far more peaceful, a far more calm, a far more down to earth society. Okay, I don't know how deeper or how more specific I can explain this, but I believe that if you practice this in daily life, you're gonna feel an actual difference in your attitude and your heart and your basically a state of being. You're gonna feel a difference. Why? Because admitting or saying that I don't know releases you from the burden of knowing. You know that knowing is a burden itself. Knowing is a burden that you carry. If you say you know something, now it's a burden you carry that anyone who asks you anything about that thing that you know, you better have an answer. This is called the burden of knowing, and it is a huge burden. It's a huge burden for people who don't actually know. And then now you have to keep it up. It's like telling a lie, and now you have to tell 10 million other lies just to support that one lie. But for people who have actually been there, people who have actually experienced the thing, people who actually know, like someone who has actually eaten an apple, they are ready. It's not a burden anymore because they're ready to give an answer to any kind of question about that thing they experience. The experience is real, and therefore they're able to draw from that experience to share whatever the question is. But if you do not have a real experience in whatever you say you know, it becomes a burden. Why? Because whatever you know as information is one-sided. And now, in order to keep that up, that thing on the shoulder, you have to collect so much more information to try to fill in the blanks, to try to fill in all the different angles of everything anyone might ask you about that one thing you claim to know. That's a huge burden. You don't want the burden on your shoulders. And I'm telling you, living without that burden on your shoulder, living without the burden of knowing is very liberating. And you will feel this liberation the moment you start practicing the three-word mantra, I don't know. Right? Share with me in the comments below what you think. Annyeong.